Welcome back. Well, we're heading towards the bye rounds of the AFL season. That might mean a week off for the players, but there's never a week off for Finey and I when it comes to unleashing the inner demons that lurk within our tortured souls. Fasten your seatbelts, put in some earplugs, because it's time for the Footyology Rant-Off. Okay, no messing around. Channel your anger. Let rip. I'm going to count you in now. 3, 2, 1, rant.
Two teams exhibited atrocious selection skills on the weekend. Both paid the penalty and both deserve to be publicly slated. Essendon decided that their ruck combination, one of the few things that works at the club this year, of Lewinberg, given a bit of a spell by Danaher, needed the help of a formerly retired Melbourne footballer who hadn't played any senior football for the last year and a half anyhow. They were rushing in the big Russian. And when he had his first shot at goal, I think they might have regretted it. This slow forward line was made slower by the treacly Mark Jamar, whose efforts in the ruck and up forward were reminiscent of the very, very worst of Ricky Mott. Collingwood were inspired though. Mason Cox was doing a good job in the second ruck, helping Grundy around the ground. Why not bring in wits? Well, the people who selected wits were wits. Dimwits, nitwits, no, I won't say the next word, but they certainly were wits. Imagine adding him to a side that is so slow, they're getting outpaced by the moving shadows of the towers at the MCG. It failed dismally, both teams got thrashed, and it only goes to show that sometimes the fans are smarter than you that run the club.
Very good. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm drafting you, hereby draft you onto the Essendon selection panel for the rest of the season.
Ricky Mott, he was my favourite.
Yes, no, that went down very well. Okay, count me in.
3, 2, and I'll give you a 1.
Thank you. What's going on in Perth, Finey? First Fremantle don't turn up for half a season, and now West Coast goes from grand finalists to a team with about as much fibre as a bowl of crappy breakfast cereal. All season the Eagles have been beating up a weak teams at home and turning it up when they play away. Then they finally play a decent team on their own patch and head off to Rottnest Island for holidays at three-quarter time. That's the trouble with WA. There's too many distractions. The place is so bloody big it takes half a news bulletin just to read the weather report. But talk about insular, you get a bigger worldview in the confessional room on a series of Big Brother and about as much intellect. You can see it in the players. They're all legends in their own lunchbox. Check out the hair on Sharrod Wellingham, Chris Maston and Will Schofield for starters. Guys, if you want buns, go to Baker's Delight. Maston's got tats in so many places he probably does that joke about welcome to Jamaica, have a nice day. Well, WA doesn't measure up quite so well on your old fella though, does it, Chris? Darling, schmarling. Red faces for the recruiters. Le crap. Seriously, West Coast, if you want to be taken seriously, man up a bit and stop wheeling out that sickly yellow jumper from the 1980s. It's got about as much credibility as Alan Bond, even before he did those Swan Lager ads.
You know, you're getting stuck into teams a lot.
Yeah.
You're a journo. Just remember, there's a life beyond this TV program. Don't make enemies.
There's a good journalistic cliche, Finey. Without fear or favour.
Okay, I favoured mine there, and if you favoured mine, voting is simple. This week, go to either Coles or Woolworths or Safeway, create a diversion by asking the manager what is the overseas ownership content of the business. He'll run around in a complete panic. Get to the soup aisle and reconfigure the soup cans to read Ro-Co or Finey. Don't use tomato soup for me, it makes me gag.
What could be simpler than that, I ask you?
And it's fun.
Yep.
But I cannot have tomato soup or vomit.
Your voting systems are superb.